Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And for those who are new here, I'm Psychic Bella Love. I apologize that this is being all weird. It's Mercury retrograde. It doesn't want to work right. It won't let me take it off either. I don't know what's going on. So this is the only time that I have to film this though. So we're gonna just deal with it. You can just listen along. There is no need for visuals anyways. I am in my room. It's in my tiny little desk, so I don't have tons of space, but it's either this or nothing. So we are going to be taking a look at Drake versus UMG and this whole lawsuit and if he has any chance of winning this. And also it will be the fallout for it. I told you guys probably a year ago, I did a video on Drake and I talked about how he was having money problems and that he had gotten on the wrong side of somebody. He's a rich older person who wanted to not only get their money back, but maybe exact some revenge on him. So we will see if this is what is going on here, what Spirit and the cards have to say. Disclaimer, I don't read my cards like everybody else. I never, really sat down and did all of that Celtic cross stuff and everything else. I just read intuitively. So anyways, and if you wanted to book your own personal private reading with me, you can go to psychicbellalove.com and use code YouTube through the end of March. We got like 4 more days, I think, and get 50% off any appointments. YouTube at checkout, psychicbellalove.com, or you can join us over on Patreon for as little as $3 a month. And that is where we talk about the Jakumatati. Everything is uncensored. History, religion, all of the stuff that we cannot talk about on YouTube, it is over there. And we do multiple lives each month as well. So let's see. I was shuffling the cards before I hit record because sometimes a lot of shuffling sounds on the when you're listening to the video. So 2, 3. Anyways, I hope everybody has been doing good. This month and next are crazy, like as far as astrological shifts and things that are happening that are going to cause a lot of transformations in people's lives personally and also affect a lot of things globally. So as my Patreons know, I always say work with the energies, not against it, because it's like trying to fight the current in a river. You're just going to get sucked down farther when you try to fight it, whereas if you just go on your back and float, it'll take you out of it at some point, right? So sometimes we just gotta be open and whatever is happening, understand that it's happening for us and not to us, and that there is always something brighter on the other side. So, oh boy, this is definitely a very financially driven thing as far as Drake's whole side of stuff goes. I know there's been talk that people were saying that he was trying to get out of his contract or renegotiate his contract with UMG. And so he felt like they gave the green light to Kendrick so that way he could go and, annihilate him on wax in order to drive his popularity and his value down so that they could strong arm him and cheap him out on any future contract negotiations. But I don't get that being the motivation of UMG. I know in their paperwork they said like he kind of started the beef and we didn't stop him from putting out like his diss records. It's between the artists and we're just the label that handles the distribution and things like that, and that they don't get involved on that level. And the funny thing is that I feel like it's going to be hard for him to really truly prove he has any sort of winnable case in this, because it's like, I feel like a court and a judge and a jury, like they would all feel like, why aren't you suing Kendrick then? Like, he's the one that said the things that you're upset about, but Spirit is also saying Drake knows and has been advised by his lawyers that he also doesn't have a leg to stand on with that, because he said a lot of unprovable things about Kendrick that were also potentially damaging to his career, and that this sort of boiled down more as a popularity contest and who wanted, to listen to which song more and who wanted to, support which other artist more. And the thing is, people are fickle, right? This week somebody's canceled, and then they put out a great movie or album and now they're no longer canceled. And then they get their comeback kid run. And so it's like Spirit is saying he really jumped the gun with all of this stuff. But Drake himself has been trying to look for an out from UMG. So he saw this as his opportunity because he feels like there's bigger money deals out there that he can go get. And it feels like there is a foreign company that is not based in the United States that he is looking to handle that side of things for him versus UMG. Excuse me. And by that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see him sign with like Scooter Braun and the whole, I don't know how you pronounce it, is it Hybe? Company where it's, majority Korean owns and Scooter Braun is the partner in it. Or even possibly something to do with the Middle East, maybe possibly the Saudis. So he's trying to go outside of the United States because he feels like he's going to get more money that way. The thing is that Spirit is saying it's not really going to work, because it's like if he does a deal with, like, say, a Saudi company, everybody's going to drag him for filth. Okay, like they're going to be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, this isn't the type of thing that we, should be doing. We don't like taking money from those people. And if he goes in the direction of Scooter Braun, and I will do a reading on Scooter Braun coming up, that will also not work out very well for him because Scooter has a pile of shit of his own that he has stepped in and that he's going to have to clean up. Okay, I kind of talked about this a bit in my Patreon the other day, that I felt like Scooter is one of those people that we'll see getting canceled in the next couple years as well. And so, I mean, Drake's just not going to get what he wants out of this situation. It's like he believed somebody that told him, hey, you can do this, and kind of hyped him up. But I don't think that person that told him that has his best interests at heart. And, this is the thing that Spirit's saying too with Drake. He has a lot of skeletons in his closet. And I always felt like this is very similar to the Diddy situation, where you were protected and a lot of things were overlooked as long as you were towing the line and doing what you were told and making money for the right people. But then the second that Diddy opened up his mouth and decided that he was going to go after those people, all hell broke loose, and now he's being held accountable for all the things that he was being allowed to do, in plain sight, basically, and that ended up holding him accountable for, and I just want to make this clear. Has Diddy done a lot of horrible things? Yes, he has, but he always was being protected and allowed to do those horrible things, and it was overlooked and just brushed under the rug until somebody wanted to get him, and that happens so much in Hollywood. I know everybody doesn't like him, and it's probably a poor example right now, but Kanye said this during his last blowing up his life phase. He did that, I think it was like with TMZ or something, that like parking lot interview where he was in the back of a car, and he said that Hollywood loves to work with and sign criminals and people that are committing crimes or have, in order to control them, because it's like, yeah, we'll keep you out of jail, we'll keep you from having to be accountable for the things that you've done, but then it's an easy way for them to blackmail that person. And then when they want to get rid of them, and get them canceled or have them go to prison, then all of a sudden, oh, look, the DA discovered that this person was responsible for this crime that happened 35 years ago, and now they're going to press charges against them, right? So that is very much the situation with us now, because Drake is going up against people who just do this all day, every day. They're not going to immediately let all of their, show all their cards, right? It's like, okay, that's fine. Let's go to court. We already mentioned in our response to your lawsuit that somebody calling you certain things, well, you have a history of texting minors and everybody knows about it. So you're the one that opened up the door for those types of accusations to be made against you. We didn't tell Kendrick, hey, go write this song and say these words and say these things about him. That was not only a defense, obviously, to the paperwork that's been filed in the court case situation, but also a warning shot to him. And again, they'll let the whole court case happen. They'll let the lawsuit get dismissed or go to trial or whatever it is. But right when he thinks, okay, nothing really came out and I escaped the worst of it, that's when all of a sudden the things that have been hidden come out. We've got the Moon card and the 10 of Swords, and it really is, everything starts to come to light and get exposed, and it will be started by a woman who comes out and says, now I feel like it's my turn to speak up and tell my story and what happens. But I always say, like, there's a dog whistle that goes out, as in people are told, hey, come forwards now. So Drake's gonna have a lot of shit that comes out sometime. I keep getting mid 2026, and it's really gonna be bad for him. Like, I see him trying to move out of the country to escape what is coming, but the problem is he doesn't have the money that he has been claiming to have. He has addictions that take up a lot of the money, so even when he gets his hands on more money, he's gambling it away. He also has to make a lot of payments towards certain people to keep things covered up, because we've got the 6 of Pentacles with the 7 of Swords here, and Spirit is talking about him constantly having to pay people off to keep quiet about things that he's involved in, and more money is constantly going out than is coming in. Now, I would not be entirely shocked if we don't see Drake turn up married sometime within the next year. It's going to be to somebody that he thinks has money to keep him afloat and maybe some sort of powers. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not like a Sophia Richie type of a person or some girl that comes from an old money family. And, but also, I don't feel her being American. Like, and I'm not talking about Canada. Like, this feels like somebody that's like from Africa, the Middle East, maybe possibly Europe. But he's going to think, okay, well, if I'm married and look, you guys, like, I'm going to have this whole family now all of a sudden, like, that people are going to stop calling him a PDF file. And that is not going to work because, first and foremost, everybody is going to be like, where the hell did this come from? And I feel like people see through it, like, oh, like you just grab some woman to marry, like that's a shield to get us to stop talking about you in a bad way and to distract everybody. But like, no, that's not gonna work. She also might be older than him too. Like it's gonna be weird. Like, you know, if he doesn't exactly marry her, we will see him in a public relationship, but it does feel like there's actual marriage involved. She's popping up as the Queen of Pentacles. He's the King of Cups with the Two of Cups between them. And him showing up as the King of Cups isn't because it's like, oh, like he just fell in love with this woman and he finally met the right one. It's about he's reacting emotionally to things and making emotional decisions because he's really scrambling like a chicken with his head cut off. Like, if I release this song, if I buddy up with this person, what if I move to Ireland? So, like, you know, it's just scramble, 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 but none of it's really working because he's not making logical decisions. Also, Drake has such a tendency to listen to his homeboys. And that gets him in a lot of trouble because it's not your homeboy that's like a freaking financial expert or a marketing whiz or somebody that it's like, yeah, well, that makes sense because, you know, this person has all this expertise or whatever. It's literally like your dumbass homeboys that you came up with or that you like met at some club one time, and now all of a sudden they're like your advisors, but they don't know what the heck they're talking about either. And there is a lot of, because he's operating from such a place of fear and paranoia and trying to, you know, fix the situation that he's in, that it's like he's just looking for all these outside answers, but he's getting them from the wrong people. And that's definitely not going to fare well for him. But he doesn't want to listen to himself, which I, you know, probably, I don't know that his self has the greatest advice either, but your homeboys definitely don't know what the heck they're talking about either, dude. So, Spirit is saying, you know, he's got a lot of stuff coming his way. Like, you know, right now it's kind of like his last little like hoorah, right? And I honestly feel like this lawsuit's going to get thrown out or dropped. There's no way in heck that he's going to end up in front of a judge or a jury trial just because it's like Spirit saying like he can't prove anything that he's trying to sue for. And he's going up against such powerful people that it's just not going to work. Like, there's no like, yay, good for you. You took on this big label and you really like did something. It's like, no, you didn't. And the more that if you like did keep pushing this, UMG is going to be like, oh, we did an investigation and we found out that Drake's been using bots. We didn't have any participation in that. We didn't know. We really thought from our ends, like all his streams were genuine. Like things like that will come out and it's not going to be good for him. And that's going to, take away from the veracity and the, any claims that he did have. Because it's like, you were the one that was doing dirty business, not us. We covered our butt. So, oh, Drake, what else does Spirit say about all of this? And make sure you are subscribed. I am back to uploading each week. I don't know exactly what days it'll go up because I have lupus. So it's whenever I have a day that I don't feel like I'm going to use up all my energy just to comb my hair and fix my eyebrows and get on here. But I am determined that every week we will have an upload. So make sure you are subscribed and you turn those bell notifications on for it, regardless of if you see me here or anywhere else. I'm always posting on Patreon every day. He has more people that are going to turn on him too. And the funny thing is that it's like, it doesn't come out of nowhere though. Okay. He's going to start some other beef with somebody, not Kanye, somebody else. And I feel like, it's just everybody kind of being like, Drake, like, you don't win rap battles. Like, stop trying to, like, act like you're tough and that you can, like, get in these beefs with people. But to him, it's just like he thinks that he's picking low-hanging fruit. And that's the way that he redeems himself. Like, oh, if I go get in a rap battle with Little Baby or Future or somebody, that it's kind of like, dude, what are you doing? That person is gonna tear him to shreds. You know who I honestly think like he should go up against? Big Sean. Big Sean will tear his ass to pieces just as bad as Kendrick. So but either way, even if it is like Future Little Baby or somebody else like that, like I feel like it's not just like, oh, like that person comes and drags you for filth and you didn't expect it, but also that person has so many other people in their corner that I think Drake was expecting, oh, these people would automatically just take my side. Whereas, no, that's not happening. They're not gonna do all of that. It's like, nope, you didn't realize how much I do fuck with Future. You didn't realize how much I do like hang out with Lil Baby, and this is messed up. I am predicting that there's gonna be a fallout with 21 Savage too, because 21 Savage, has benefited a lot from being around him. However, he also doesn't want to keep getting dragged into Drake's mess. He also feels like, Drake does and says so much questionable things around him that he's tired of people being like, oh, you guys are gay for each other and all the other stuff that, they said when he was putting out all those questionable lyrics about 21. And so he's already like, dude, chill out. And then it's just finally like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. I'm done with you. Like, I'm not trying to be in all of your mess anymore. And I feel like that might be like one of the people that he doesn't expect that's going to take the other person's side in this next attempted rap beef that he's going to try to pop off. Also expect him to go after more females too. We already know he has no loyalty to Nikki, and he uses and then discards her every time that it's convenient for him. But if he tries it again with her, that it's not going to work out this time in his favor. But I don't feel like it's her. I keep feeling like it's somebody else. And that's also going to really have people dragging him for filth. Like, it might be somebody that's like, I feel like it's a singer. I don't even feel like it's a rap girl. Like, I feel like it's a singer, and everybody's like, why are you trying to like drag Mariah Carey? Like, what the hell did she do to you? I mean, he's definitely gonna be pissy about SZA. I don't feel like it's SZA that he goes after. It's somebody that's completely like, dude, like, you really pulled that out of your butt. And that person has a strong ass fan base. And even the ones that aren't like a part of the big fan base are just like, you keep dragging women and we're sick of it. So like that's gonna really, 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 really like mess with him hardcore. Cause the shit that Drake could get away with 6-7 years ago, like people are over it and they're not gonna be like sitting there like coddling him and being like, oh yay, you put out another mid song. Oh yay, you dragged another woman into your shit. Oh yay, like you were being questionable, around 21 Savage. Like people are tired of overlooking stuff and they're ready to hold him accountable. And it's just I have the death card here with the Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Like he's not seeing what's coming for him, but it's not good. So, yeah, Drake, you about to find yourself diddled in the diddler situation because there is going to be a criminality element to it with the Judgment card here that's talking about him literally getting charges pressed against him and not being able to fight it because they're federal. So don't be surprised if Drake isn't one of the next people that gets caught up in a RICO and racketeering case either, guys. This is what happens. They let their egos get the best of them and they think that they can start making demands of the people that have made it possible for them to be who they are in the first place. And when you sign up to be a puppet for the elites in order to have all of the riches and the fame and all of that, you better keep your end of the bargain or they're going to come after you. And if you want to know more about the darkness of Hollywood and what really goes on in it, because trust and believe it is patreon.com/psychicbellolove. So anyways, guys, thank you so much. And I'm going to try to figure out how to get this off of my background now. And I love you so much. Make sure you are subscribed if you want to book your own personal private reading or follow me anywhere else. That information will all be in the description box below.